the most important game I played in would be games, and it would be probably the preseason games for me, because that's where I was able to really show my talent, and that's where you kind of make the team.
Start when we stop, we gon' get it done. Get it when we start, we gon' get it done. Start when we stop, we gon' get it done. Anthony's World.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Anthony, and you know me as Anthony's World. We are back with another fucking banger of an episode on the Anthony's World podcast / LivingIcon Podcast. We don't really know what we're calling it yet, so we're just kind of throwing all the names out there for the podcast, but we're having a blast. But today we have a NFL. He keeps telling me I can't say all these things. And an NFL superstar, long snapper, fucking bad. I'm not gonna lie, real quick. I'm not gonna lie. When we went out in the front and you long snapped me a ball, I was a little nervous. I thought he was gonna break my fucking hand.
You played football before, so
yeah, but not by a fucking professional long snapper that can fucking throw it fucking 30 yards underneath your legs.
It's 15, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Same thing. It's the same thing. But by the way, it's Mr. Kyle Nelson. He's a little nervous right now. I can see it. I'm just fucking with you. This man played in the Super Bowl, but he's nervous about a fucking podcast. Come on.
This is way more nerve-wracking.
I love it. So I gotta know where did your career start? Like what team? What was the first team that you played for?
Well, first of all, man, thank you for having me on.
Oh, really of course. Of course. Hey, here, real quick.
I hope it's not my last one.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
Nothing like some whiskey, dude. Oh God, that's fucking delicious.
It's good.
I forgot how good that was.
I probably should be drinking beer since I own a beer company, but
we'll get about the beer company later.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
Where did your career start? What was the first team you played for? Because I want to start with what was it like walking straight into that NFL locker room?
Well, first team actually I was with was New Orleans.
Hey.
I know you'd be happy about that. And that was really fun. That was something. It's an experience that, it's like a dream. Really, I remember draft time. I thought I was going to get drafted and didn't get drafted. And it's lockout year, so teams can only call on the draft. So you get a call from multiple teams during the draft, hey, we want to get you, but we don't. Please, consider us. Well, New Orleans was always the first team that showed interest in me, so I was like, that's going to be the first place I'd go to if they offer. So they did. And lockout year happens. They opened up right when camp starts. So we just hop on a plane and get to New Orleans and start camp.
That's epic. Now, how long did you stay there?
Just 4 preseason games through that.
4
year.
Preseason games.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
got released.
Okay. And then how long did it take you to get to another team?
Did quite a few workouts that year. Probably close to anywhere from 6 to 10 workouts.
Okay.
For different teams, and then ended up playing in the USFL at the time. Played for the Omaha Nighthawks.
I didn't know you went into the USFL. I didn't know that.
Nobody knows that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, we're learning all kinds of new things about Mr. Nelson over here.
It's not the new USFL. It's kind of like the old one. I played in the USFL for a season. Once that was done, signed with San Fran. Went there through a summer, and then I can't remember. I've been cut and released so many times. It would take an hour to go through all this.
But that's also why we do this podcast is because you've been you've been cut and then you just keep going.
Yeah.
You don't fucking stop, and that's what it takes. And I've learned just from talking to you that the NFL is a cutthroat business.
Yes.
Very, very cutthroat, and it's just such a crazy industry. So what made you actually play football? Because I remember we talked and you played hockey.
Yes.
You were a hockey player. Why? What was that's 2 completely different sports. What was the transition and why?
Transition was because my dad, we were living in Canada until I was about 12, 13. We ended up moving down to the States and going from Canada to Georgia, there's no ice in Georgia. So I was either left with soccer or football, and at the time I was like, I'm just going to play soccer. Played soccer a little bit into high school, and my dad, I was very fortunate to have my dad as a coach and everything, as a football coach, that he was able to kind of ask around, see how I was with, soccer, if I would get a chance to play collegiately or anything. And they were brutally honest and said no. So my dad was like, why don't you switch sports? And I was like, okay, well, I'll switch to football. Maybe I'll be a kicker or punter or something, soccer background.
I mean, dude, you're a big motherfucker. You didn't think tight end or anything like that? Like, this dude's got fucking...
I'm 240 now, but like when I was in high school, I was like 145. I graduated high school at 180.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. Well, damn, that's crazy.
There's hope for you, man. You can go back and play.
I can go back and go. I got this. I love that. So I've always been asking you questions of like in the league and about the league. And just because of, for me, it's just like I want to know about the NFL, and I know you tell me you should probably wait to say some of these things until after the league. But like, what is some of the craziest stats, or not just stats, some of the craziest things that you've learned about the NFL as a whole? Not like this player or that player, but I'm talking about more of like the NFL. Like you told me the other day that the NFL is technically
nonprofit.
It's a nonprofit. That is fucking.
I'm
pretty genius.
Don't 100% quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's like a nonprofit.
That's crazy. So what is the craziest thing that you've learned about the NFL, though?
It's a cutthroat business. I mean, just being a player and stuff, they're always looking to obviously add to the roster, have a better squad and team and everything. But as soon as you get on a team, they're also trying to find somebody to replace you. They're not,
really?
Yeah, they're not satisfied with what you have and what you can bring. They're always looking to kind of replace you. And that kind of goes into, that kind of just goes a little bit to like your mindset and everything. Like every day is a job interview. Every day is a chance for you to have a job the next day or to be fired.
Awesome. So I know you played in the Super Bowl.
Yes. How
the fuck was that? That's got to be...
It was really awesome until about the last 8 minutes.
Why?
Well, we just kind of just puttered out, and Kansas City that year was really good.
What year was this?
Oh man, was that 20? I think it was 20.
20?
Yeah.
So you've played against them probably with some legends. Who is the most like just freak of fucking nature that you've ever seen?
I've ever seen. There's very few times that like, because being a long snapper, like I'm on the sideline or I'm, kind of making sure I'm warm and everything and ready to go, and if we need to punt or there's a quick change of possession for a field goal or anything. But there's like, I'm not gonna lie, when we played Peyton Manning, I kind of made sure I watched a little bit more of the game.
Really?
Yeah, it was really cool to watch him, Tom Brady. Yeah, there's just some guys out there that's just like, you just kind of want to sit back and watch. You're like, I see why people just sit at home and watch this on Sundays.
Really. So but other than like I want to like on the physique side, who would you say is like just the strongest or most raw power that you've ever seen? Because you're on the offensive defensive lineman all the time. They're fucking animals. They're so
I mean, being a long snapper and stuff, we get rushed by all different kinds of positions. I've been rushed by receivers, DBs, running backs, D linemen, D ends. And I'm not gonna lie, not a single. I don't think there's one that I would be like choose one over the other. They all have different skill sets that makes it really hard for you to kind of like go up against them, because the the receivers,
they're fast as fuck,
strong, and they're low. They get under you. The big D ends, linebackers, they're stronger than you. They're just gonna bully you. So you got to kind of be prepared to like what they're bringing to the table, so that way you can answer back.
I always thought like Frank Gore looked like the biggest monster in the room.
Frank was nobody worked harder than Frank. From what I saw, I wish like Frank, Randy Moss, Joe Staley, Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, those guys, like nobody I never saw anybody work harder than those guys.
Really?
Like, I was very fortunate. One year I had my locker really close to Patrick, and just his work ethic every day. It was really cool to see. And then Frank Gore, he was the first one in the building, last one out.
Really? That's what it fucking takes. You know, you said it was a cutthroat business, and it is. I love that. So, how do you feel that being a professional athlete has just made you better, stronger? Like, what? Because, like, I'm around you a lot, like now, especially recently, and it's like, you know, we'll go smoke a cigar, we'll go drink a glass of whiskey or something together, and, like, I'm a little wild, like, you know, obviously, I'm a little wild, and, like, I can't get this man to be wild with me. I've tried so many times to get this man to come out and wild with me, and he's like, nah, I got to be up at 4 a.m. I'm like, dude, dog, I'm not even going to bed at 4 a.m. So, like, how is the NFL, being a professional athlete, like?
I feel like I've just become very regimented with kind of how I do things. I'm very kind of stuck in my ways. I don't know if that's good or bad, but like for me, it's worked. It's worked for 10 years. Seeing if I can continue to make it work.
Congratulations, by the way. That's a long time in the league. That's a round of applause. Well, can we get the little what's the little button? Yeah. What's the little button that goes? What do we not have that on this one? Come on, Conrad's over there. Come on, he'll add it later. Yeah. But yeah, so just you're in that mental mindset. I love that. What has been the hardest thing about being in the league for 10 years?
Getting released from teams is always hard. It never gets easier. Like that stuff always hard. And I would even say, you know, when camp comes around and you start camp with 90 guys on the roster, and you know, they make cuts, and
you're making friends too along the way.
Yeah, it's hard because it's like, oh man, like, you know, could be hanging out with somebody and he like almost like your new best friend, and then all of a sudden like one of you guys get cut, but it's really cool. It's like just a giant, you know, everyone's kind of friends. Everybody knows everybody somehow. What's that like? There's like a Kevin Bacon thing that like if you name like 3 or 4 or 5 actors that you can always come back to Kevin Bacon or something.
Really? Interesting. Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
I think like, I don't know. I think I've heard some like football players kind of play that game during stretch lines.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Dang, that's crazy. So getting cut, I bet that's got to be just overall just one of those. It's like,
yeah.
Can you give me another one though? I'm gonna pry this a little bit. Yeah, like what's the hardest thing about it? Like I know getting cut. Yeah, like that's gonna suck. But like, is it like the mental toll that it wears on you? Like, cause like I mean I can only imagine like you live in Arizona, right? You were playing in California.
Yeah.
And so you were gone for, you know, pretty much 18 weeks. Yeah. Well,
months.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you have the
we have off-season
workouts and stuff in camp. So like, how does that look? Like not only does it look like being, you know, married or engaged, but almost getting married and having a relationship, but also like financially, like that's got to be also like you're having multiple houses, and everyone knows me for finance, you know, stuff. So how does that like look? Because like, does the team pay for that? Does it pay for your travel?
No. They'll fly you in and fly you out. That's about the extent of what they'll do.
Really?
But they do have, I will say, like San Fran, I've been very fortunate. A lot of the teams I've been on, they've have guys that work there that, you know, help you find places to live, give you ideas of places to live. They kind of have some stuff kind of ready and set up for you because, I mean, it's a revolving door in the NFL. So guys are coming in, coming out all the time, you know.
That sounds like a great business to get into. Partnering with a team and owning Airbnbs or something and for a team. Jesus, that's a new business idea.
Trademark, right?
Trademark. That one right there. I love it. So obviously, I would say the most important game you played in was the Super Bowl for you, right?
I would actually say probably the most important game I played in would be games, and it would be probably the preseason games for me, because that's where I was able to really show my talent, and that's where you kind of make the team, is camp and preseason, not just
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
The Super Bowl was the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have a cake if it wasn't for all the preseason and stuff.
I love that. I love that. And I've seen you long snap, but we're gonna do a video with you where you're going to try and catch a match on fire with a football.
Okay.
And like, just fucking hear the confidence. Like, Jesus, I didn't even get it out fast enough. That's how you're that confident, right?
Oh yeah.
Fuck. Okay, what is the most impressive thing you've done snapping a football?
Besides snapping it.
Besides snapping in the game,
snap,
yeah. Like, what is like some like? Have you? I mean, dude, you've got to have done some cool tricks.
I haven't done any tricks, but just running down and covering. I like to hit, and I've recovered a fumble. I've had some big hits. I've also, made some really good open field tackles. And keep in mind, I know you played football, and usually the punt returner is probably one of the most athletic players on the other team. So he's the guy that you got to go run and cover.
Yeah. They're fucking fast.
Yeah,
they're fast,
physical.
I love it.
So tackling those guys in the open field is really, really hard and not fun.
I love it. So I don't want to spend too much time on the NFL because you're more than just a fucking athlete.
Oh, thank you.
You're the homie. You're the homie. But recently we were talking about you have a beer company.
Mm-hmm.
Want to talk a little bit about that? Because this is the life like after the NFL as well. Like you have to make a living. You still have to make a living. You still have to do things. So the life after the NFL, and what are you doing to stay on top of it to make sure you can continue to make money, because you have to have that. So
yes, because once you're not playing, the checks stop. So
there you go.
That's one thing I wish I would have done earlier, was kind of start looking at life after football. I wish I would have done that a lot sooner.
Okay.
I always had that conversation with my parents, and I always kind of brushed it off to the side, because I thought if I'm thinking about the next chapter, that's when
the next chapter is going to come faster.
Yeah. So, but realistically, I probably should have been thinking about that sooner. But I'm part owner and investing into a beer company up in Canada, Screaming Retriever Brewing Company. Eventually, we'll get it down here in the States.
Love that. I love that.
And also, you've been helping me out. You've been
it's been fun.
It's been very eye-opening, because I see what you do, and I see what you do with everybody and everything. That's you are basically you guys are basically a football team. You guys are all using your best skill sets. Every one of you comes to work every day, bust your ass, you do your job, and you trust the person next to you that they're going to do their job. And that is really cool to see.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey guys, we're going to be called the what's a good football name for us?
ANTHONYSWORLD team.
No. We'll come back to that one. The George 12s. The George 12s. That's a massive old inside joke, but it's just funny. So now you have the brewing company. Anything else that you plan on doing? Well,
that's why I'm here talking to you. You're going to tell me what I'm going to do.
I'm the one interviewing you.
I'm trying to be on your team, buddy.
Well, let's make that fucking happen. Yeah. We need you to. I'm gonna need you to stand over there, and every time you're just gonna snap.
Okay.
Like chess pieces and shit across the room. And what? Beer cans. Yeah, we'll call it the beer snapper. The beer snapper. I love it. So, what was some things that you have had to do with to cope with being in the NFL? Because I know it's gotta be mentally exhausting. What obviously besides just staying focused, what are some things that you have to do to really do?
A big thing I've done recently is I had I had a mental health coach for a while. When I got released, it was really hard. I was on a team for almost 8 years. It was really hard for me, and I found out that I can't do it alone. So it's nice to kind of have somebody to help you. So mental health coach and learn stuff, and I don't want to get too much into it because it's kind of my little thing, but it was very helpful for me, and I'm back and better than I ever was. I'm really happy, and I'm really excited where I am right now.
I love it. Fucking stud. Me and him probably shouldn't say this, but we go smoke cigars every once in a while.
We do.
We go smoke cigars, and we just
go try to play golf, and that blows my mind. How you just crush the ball on driver, and I'm swinging for the fences every time, and I'm 50 yards behind you.
And he's 3 times my size. It's called I don't know where I was going with that one. Mechanics, yeah, we'll go with that one. That's not what I was gonna say.
But you did
Not
help me.
even
You gave
close.
me some pointers, and it's been very helpful.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I'm coachable.
Yeah, you definitely are. You definitely are. This dude putts from 150 yards out.
Oh, yeah.
He has a putter specifically for if he's not on the green. I'm dead serious. He brings 2 putters. It's epic because he's like, look, I'm putting from 100 yards out.
Yeah, 100 and in, I'm putting. As long as there's no sand trap, nothing in the way, 100 and in.
You even
I'm
putted
good.
out of a sand trap the other day.
Yeah, but the sand was a little hard. It was it's been there, we're out here in Arizona. It hasn't rained in a while, so.
It's awesome, man. I love this. So what kind of inspirations in the NFL do you have? Who has inspired you the most? Because who has inspired you the most? Because I feel like who inspires people is going to tell me a lot in the audience about where their head's at, where their mental space is at. What player has inspired you the most?
Honestly, anybody and everybody that has stepped foot in an NFL locker room is an inspiration because you are part of a very small community that got to be a part of that team or that organization. To say that you were in the NFL is something that 99.999% of people wish they could do.
Yeah.
And say. So, again, it's just like in your area.
Yeah.
You are part of that 0.11, 0.100 or 0.0001.
I'm interviewing you over here. Quit turning it back on me. Quit turning it back on me.
I can't help it. It's like your guys' world and everything is just really cool how it is. And it's just
I appreciate
mind blowing.
I appreciate that. So what kind of tips and life advice do you have just for them? Because I see it, you've done a decade in the NFL. I almost said the wrong term. That would have been really bad. But you've done
I'll
really
start this whole thing over.
Conrad, cut it out. But what kind of work for young athletes that this is what they want to do? What would you tell them? What would you tell them?
I didn't see all these kids.
Because you are coaching kids now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
coaching high school kids now.
That's awesome.
Volunteering, coaching high school kids.
So what would you tell them for these kids that they really want to do it, or not just kids? There's college athletes,
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you said college because that's for me. That's when it kind of clicked. Was oh, I could actually kind of make a living doing this. When I was in high school, I just kind of did it just to get my education paid for, because as fortunate as I was to have my parents, sacrifice so much to just give me an opportunity to play a sport and to see if I would excel at it, and then to see if I could play at another level, and then to see if I could play at another level. I've been very fortunate that just a quick little thing, my parents, when I first, when I got done with college, I moved out here to Arizona. No job, nothing. I rented an apartment and didn't work at all. Worked out twice a day, every day. Went to snapping every night. My parents paid for everything. I was very fortunate. I know that it doesn't happen to a lot of people, but to have my parents just sacrifice and just do that, just to put all their faith into me, that's why I am doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I feel like I owe them everything. Any game check I've ever made, I feel like that should all go to them.
Shout out to mom and pops.
Yeah, shout out to parents.
I'm from the South, so we call them pops. Mom and pops.
Mom and dad.
And here comes the Canadian. Mom. And dad?
Yeah, just dad.
Just, okay, not pops, not nothing like that.
Nah, just dad.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind.
Sometime coach, but yeah.
Coach?
Yeah.
I love that, man. That's super, super awesome. So what is your perspective of what's going on in the NFL right now? Just as a whole, because I feel like in the last, obviously COVID, kind of fucked up one season, 2 seasons, but now with everything else, what's going on in the NFL? What do you think about it? I've learned a lot from you talking to you, and I don't know if we can talk about some of the things that we talk about in private, but
I have to wait till I'm all done.
But so we'll have you back when he's done, and then we'll fucking lay all the dirty secrets.
Oh yeah.
He's cringing over. He's like, fuck. But
it's great. I love it.
What do you think about the NFL though? Seriously, as a whole.
It's tough. It's a business, and
that's what people need to realize. I
business
think
is booming.
It's a business, and businesses are booming.
Yeah, they definitely know what they're doing.
That's awesome.
But
What
wish I could get a little piece of that right now.
Well, I'm trying to get you to go to Vegas.
know, yeah.
I want him to go play in Vegas.
Why don't you just go buy a team so I can play on that team?
Shit. I'm not even.
You got it.
Yeah. I'll write an outdated check. A future outdated
Do you know how to write a check?
No, actually I do not. Do you take Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Do you take Bitcoin? What being in the league, what kind of opportunities has that led outside of the league? Like have you noticed anything? Because I see you walk somewhere and you pull out that NFL card. We'll be somewhere and be like,
it does nothing. It just looks cool. I just pulled it out just to kind of show you. Yeah, I'm gonna need that back too, by the way.
Okay, sorry. I'm the next long snapper.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sub in for him. No one will notice.
No, the NFL is
your jersey
like,
might hit the ground while I'm walking, but
no
one will notice.
One of my jerseys.
I know. Can we get it autographed?
Yeah.
I get an autographed jersey too. I love it. No, but seriously, what? This is what?
From which team do you want?
All.
Oh man, that's a lot of jerseys.
Oh my goodness! It's not how many times you get knocked down; it's about how many times you get up.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure he just said that before the podcast. I'm quoting you right now.
Yeah, that's fine. What did I say? Yeah, I can't remember now.
What did he say? Come on, Connor. You're supposed to remember these things. He's over here telling me to speed up. Come on.
Sorry.
But tell me what doors that it has opened, because I know, it's had to have. You're meeting some of the coolest people in the world, and like some fucking people you tell me you're naming off. I'm like, dude, those are fucking like idols to like
I wish
90% of these kids.
I wish I would have taken more advantage of the extras that kind of comes along with it, because I was just kind of always in there. I was like, I'm going to let my speak for myself. I'm going to fly under the radar. I'm just going to come in, work hard, keep my head down. But I wish I would have, taken advantage of more of those opportunities, especially being at San Fran. Like I think every year we got invited to go to Google, and I just kind of never went. I wish I would have. It would have been really cool to check it out and see and just kind of network with people. I wish I would have done a better job of that, but it's working out right now. Good to network with you.
Yeah. No, I just want to point this out. So this is an entrepreneurship podcast. We talk a lot about financing. We interview a lot of entrepreneurs. But like, we strategize these questions for specific reasons, and you have to really pay attention. So for everyone, he's telling you about life lessons that he wishes he did, as he was younger. And if you really go back and you pay attention and you listen, he's actually telling you a lot of things that he wishes that he did different, and things that he did do. And it's obviously you've been in the league for 10 years, so you crushed the fucking league. Now you're going for something else after, but he's telling you the things that he did do that got him there, and then also the things that he wished he took advantage of and did do at the same time. So really, really pay attention, because it's not always just what he's saying, it's also what he's getting to and alluding off to that.
For sure. Definitely use all your resources. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to ask for help. That's one thing I wish I would have done a lot earlier in my career, was ask for help. I wish I would have done that.
Yeah?
Sooner.
Was it earlier?
Yeah. Because it's okay, like, not just for help in general, but I'm just taking like networking and everything, just like asking why things are done the way they are, or hey, can I just go shout at you at so-and-so, because you'll get a yes a lot more being an NFL player than not.
Sorry. So no, awesome. I love that. I talked about the advice that, you have to people that play in the NFL, but what advice do you have to actually people that are trying to like stay in the NFL? Not like people that are trying to get in the NFL. What are they trying to just stay?
You got to know that every day is a job interview, and I know that sounds, it's true, but it's very cutthroat. And I was a long snapper, and I was fortunate enough to play, almost 10 years, pretty much 10 years. But again, I had the mindset of every day was a job interview.
I love that. That's epic.
Every day was a job
So you show
interview.
up, you put the fucking work in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it
If
takes.
you had a great day, you can come back the next day. If you had a bad day, you may not be there.
Who was your favorite coach?
Ooh. My favorite coach?
You got to answer this one. There's no evading this one. not letting it happen?
Can I say my dad?
No.
Dang it. Coach Harbaugh.
Really?
Yeah, he's probably my favorite coach.
Why?
I kind of got a lot of. I still kind of, because I kind of had the mindset he had. I always thought like more is more is more. The more I could do, the more I could do, the more I could do. And I think especially when he was there, that's kind of when, I kind of made the team because I was long snapping, I was playing tight end. I was trying to play tight end. They were loaded at tight end. I was just hoping, like in my head, I was just like, if I can make the team being a practice squad tight end or and practice squad long snapper, if that was even a thing, I was like, then I made it. But yeah, I mean, just more is more is more is what I kind of took from Harbaugh and everything, and that's kind of the mindset I kind of carried with. This
is for me, and I'm gonna keep asking. I'm asking some kind of the similar questions. Who was your favorite quarterback?
I've been very lucky. I've had great quarterbacks, but the thing is, like, it's hard because they're all awesome guys.
Don't be nice.
I'm not being nice. I'm being honest.
They're awesome guys. I'm talking about who was like the best that you got to play with. Like, I want to know. So I could build my fantasy football team the best next year. Who's the best quarterback? Who's the best running back? Who's the best wide receiver? I'm trying to make some money over here.
I would say just grab, all the guys from San Fran. They're all great guys.
I don't want the nice guys.
Best quarterback I played with. I mean, I did get to play with Drew Brees in preseason, and that would probably be my favorite one.
Okay,
because
there you go.
That was my first team.
There we go. I'm happy with that one. All right, I can stop asking the question now. I can stop asking.
Is that what you were fishing for?
No, it was not. But, like, Drew Brees is the fucking GOAT.
It was really cool to watch him play with Sproles and everything. So
Sproles is another one.
Yeah.
That's a monster.
I remember going to my first preseason game in New Orleans. I didn't know where to go or anything, so I'm taking the elevator down trying to find the buses. Sproles is in the elevator with me. He's like, hey, like, you know where to go? I was like, no. And he was like, well, just ride with me. And if we get lost or something, I'll blame you because you're a rookie. I was like, okay.
We
made it to the game.
That's epic. That's epic. Do you have any words that you live by? Any quotes, anything that you just live by? Something inspirational?
It's just kind of quite a few. It just more, for me, I just kind of live by, like, my work ethic. I do a lot that I think I always do way more than what people see. I try not to show anybody. I try not to show
a
whole bunch because that's me. That's what I
show the world. Show the world. I used to say the same thing. I used to try and be like, I don't want to show all this. I don't want to show that. No, fuck that. Show the world. Show the work ethic you're putting in. Show that you're working every fucking day. You deserve that. You deserve your trophies. Deserve your flowers. You deserve that. Yeah. So fucking show it. Share that shit. This is what you should be doing. It's not. And there's the thing. Like, I get it. Like, a lot of people are like, you're a very humble person.
Yeah.
And, like, I spent a long time trying to be humble, and then I realized, like, it's just my life. Same thing for you. It's just your life. You fucking put the work in every single day. Show that you're putting the work in, and that's how you're going to inspire people. That's how you're going to motivate people, and that's how you're going to help other people. Like, I feel like, like for me, like, in reality, that's when my mindset changes because I realize, like, I should be helping other people.
Yeah.
But, like, how am I supposed to help other people if I'm not showing them anything that I'm doing?
I probably should be done. I feel like I'm hurting everybody that I wanted to. Wow, dang it. Yeah.
I didn't mean to throw you under the spot like that, but, like, seriously, man, like,
I'm doing this wrong the whole time. I'm, like, working hard, just putting my nose down, just
putting
grinding.
Your nose down and working is good, but, like,
I need to show it though.
You need to show it, like be like, like, fuck that. Like, I worked my ass off for this. I can promise you worked your ass off, right?
Oh yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Okay.
Still do it every day.
You deserve to then.
Yeah.
You deserve it. You deserve the fucking flowers.
Yeah.
So fucking get out there and share it. That's my challenge. Fuck, we forgot flowers. That's my challenge to you.
Okay.
I challenge you to, like, start sharing that. Start talking about the NFL. Talking about, like, your experience, sharing it on your story, and start interacting with people and showing people. And then all of a sudden you're gonna realize, like, damn, like, it'll lead to more doors. You said you wish you took advantage of opportunities.
Yeah.
More so, this is an opportunity. I promise you, if you put yourself out there like this, it will lead to way more opportunities than you realize.
Oh, thank you.
He's too nice, man. This guy is too fucking nice. I love it. Though.
You hate that I'm so nice.
I do. I want him to be a fucking asshole sometimes. I'm like, this dude's like fucking 17 feet tall, fucking just absolute monster.
6'3".
Huh?
6'3".
Still fucking tall, okay? Still tall. 240. That's crazy. It's crazy. All muscle, right?
Probably like 239 pounds of muscle.
Okay. Humble. Humble man. Humble man, humble beginnings, I guess. I don't fucking know where to go with that one. He's like, I only got only 1 pound of fat. In fact, my bones aren't even bones, they're actual muscles. Yeah. All right. And so what do you think about right now? And this is something else that's related to the topic of health and like I'm a very big believer in health and wealth and all this stuff. And the NFL has so many regulations and policies and laws and things that you can and can't take. Mm-hmm. But like I look at it like, what if there's a player in the league that has a I'm not gonna say that one because that's gonna sound really bad. But has something that wrong with them that causes them to have low testosterone, but it can be replaced. But you can't take testosterone.
No. So
what happens? Like, because that's actually a very like health wise, like you need a certain levels of test. Do you think that's ever going to change? And do you think like why? Like because like that's like to me it's like that could really fuck your health up.
I mean, I don't personally I don't see it changing because you play a football game, you're going through multiple car crashes. So you're already just crushing your body already. So, I just don't see them really changing, especially with something that you're adding into your body. And now I think they are doing a very good job with, the gear and protection and equipment and just kind of the science that they're really invested into the science and they want you to recover. You just can't.
But they're allowing they're allowing the science of technology and stuff. But why aren't they allowing the science of medicine, of the medical side of things? Because I'm sure there's a lot of things that could help these players.
Sure. I'm sure there's.
I mean, fuck, dude. Like. I mean, I'm not saying like people should be able to take on steroids, but like stem cells, fucking all kinds of shit that you could be doing. Peptides. Just even like I mean I don't know if you're even allowed to get IVs and shit.
Like we can geez. Get IVs.
Like geez, but I know you can't take certain supplements.
Yep.
Because there's certain stuff inside the supplements that could actually
Yep.
So like you don't think they will change that? Because I mean like that's the science of the body. Like and I feel like they should be allowing that to improve that the most.
Yeah, I mean there's guys that try to push the envelope every year on that. I tried to, I guess, when I first got in the league, and I was suspended for a while because.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
steroids.
No. I was taking something from a glass case at a GNC, which should have been a first red flag, but in college.
Glass case at a GNC. Okay.
Yeah. This was coming out of college, so I didn't know what performance enhancers or anything like that was. Like I didn't really get tested in college, so I got popped for that, and then. Realize that like, oh shit, I have to be really careful because they have a zero tolerance.
Really?
Zero tolerance.
Interesting. What was the difference between college and the NFL? The biggest difference, besides obviously athleticism. Like, I mean, yeah. Isn't it like only like 0.1% of college athletes make it to the pros? So, yeah, it might even be less than that.
Crazy low. The speed. I mean, keep in mind everybody's the biggest, strongest, fastest at that position. They are the elite of their position. And
yeah.
It's
so on a football team, there's no weak links.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I always because you always hear like the saying like you're only as strong as your weak link. Yeah, there's no weak links on a football team. Your weak link would be like your preparation for the week. Like if you prepared enough or didn't prepare enough. If the team out schemed you.
Every player out there is fucking really athletic.
Yeah. And everybody out there wants to win. I've never been around a player that does not want to win, that doesn't want to be competitive. They're just not just dogs and they lay it out on the line every time.
I'm gonna ask you a question. You can tell me no.
Okay.
You told me a story one time of one of your first games, and the punter. I don't want to say too much because I don't know if you can say this.
I'm trying to.
When he pats you on the leg.
Oh, yeah, no, we can't really
Okay,
say
never mind. Not gonna say that one.
Yeah,
but
that one, no.
But when you come back,
Yes.
when you come back, okay.
That's a crazy story.
That is a crazy. That's why I was asking. I tried to pry a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. If you can message him on Instagram, we'll drop his Instagram and you go ask him.
You will definitely get don't know what he's talking about.
No, I love
I'm
it.
just agreeing with him so that way he, goes to another question.
Oh, okay. I love it. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you having on, man. This has been very informative. Yeah, there you go. I can't speak, but it's awesome, man. I love seeing it, and I just want to say, number one, congratulations on the career. That's epic, and I can't wait to see where you go next. And I'm still waiting on my beer. It's been like 6 months, but I mean, come on.
We're trying to come down to the States, so have to wait till I can legally get it to you.
You can't just you can hand me a beer. You can hand me a beer. I love it. But man, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
This has been epic. If you can, do you want to give out your Instagram?
Yeah, if I can remember it. I think it's,
how about
Nelson?
We'll drop it below.
86?
We'll drop it below for you. Everyone give this man a follow, and most humble NFL player I've ever met. Everyone's like, yeah, put in the NFL, not this guy. This not you. You're awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Professional curler. Actually, that sport would be pretty hard too.
Professional what?
Curling, yeah. Have you never watched curling? We're gonna have to do another one of these because if he's
curling, like you're talking about
like broaden your like with the sweeping and on the ice and.
Jesus, that's something that only Canadians know.
True.
I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. I love it, my man. Well, once again, please like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that notification bell on is somewhere up there so you get notified every time we drop another podcast. And let's go. And hopefully this man gets on Vegas so we can go to all the games. That's what we're hoping for.
Just any team would be great.
Vegas, specifically Vegas. I appreciate it, my man.
For your sake.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Peace.
Start when we stop, we gon' get it done. Get it when we start, we gon' get it done. Start when we stop, we gon' get it done.
Anthony's World.